Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to Thursday Thoughts. Your questions answered live. It's Des, of course. Got a few questions to go out today. Looking forward to talking about something slightly different than running. Been asking for a few weeks for slightly different questions. Of course, I've got lots, and we talk about running most days. Whilst running's firmly based around running, it's nice to talk about some other things and discuss some of the other things we do and some of the other ways that we can look after ourselves, particularly whilst we're experiencing tough times. I hope everyone's okay today. I am, just about. We won't mention much about the football last night. Don't know how that happened, but trying to stay positive. Got a little tale about that as well. Just something I did straight after I was feeling really down after the football last night. But I tried to pick myself up. I'd read an article during the day about how compliments can make you feel so much better. Listened to something on the radio, and then coincidentally I saw an article in The Guardian. I'll post it up actually, about how we can compliment people to make ourselves feel better. So whilst I couldn't speak for an hour after being shell-shocked at the capitulation, the one comment I did make, the one sort of thing I did do was comment on someone's Twitter. They posted how they presented the radio. It was the guy who was presenting the radio, how he had to stay professional throughout. And I actually thought he'd done a good job, and then he mentioned it. So I made a compliment, and it really did do the trick. It made me feel a little bit better, brought me around a little bit and got me talking again. So it was really does work. The article was really insightful and a great read. So like I say, I'll post that. Just whilst every day I'm talking about ways to make ourselves feel better, ways of dealing with things, I just thought that was like a nice little one to add in there. Just by making that comment, it really helped when I was feeling particularly low. I know I shouldn't get particularly low about football and about Forest in particular, but that's the way it is. That's the way I am. It's what makes me tick. Of course, I'm trying to stay positive. So all that aside, been thinking of things to improve DOdaily and do running and things we can do. Got some kit delivered today. Modelling it. Not long arrived, so really pleased to have this. Again, like when I wore the London Marathon t-shirt yesterday, to inspire me whilst I was out running. Having this nice kit is showcasing what we are. Is a really nice pick me up. All these little things help. Then individually, it's not much, but little positive steps along the way go a long way to sort of picking us up. And the reason I spoke about a few of those, because the person wants to remain anonymous, but the first question is from somebody who says directly to me that you always find a way of being positive and coming across positive all the time. How do you do it? How do you deal with what's going on right now when this person's particularly struggling? Well, the thing is, I come across positive. I don't always feel positive, I try to do little things like what I've just mentioned. I try and work off the good stuff, and of course bad stuff happens. And I feel it, in my own time, in my own space, when I'm lying there awake at night, we all have these kind of things happen to us. But by using the regular activities, the regular things we do, the people I talk to, all those good things that we've got around us, by making the most of those, by encouraging others to take part, by making compliments, reading new things, listening to music, that's just, I just focus on that stuff a bit more. They say a lot, state of mind, sometimes a choice. And, the more I look into these things, the more I listen to things about mental health and looking after ourselves and how people cope. I'm starting to understand it is. So it's not easy, but it's just a case of focusing on what's good, really sort of just think about what's coming, rather than what's gone, the good things that are coming up. mentioned things like events getting cancelled and this, things changing. If we can't control it, there's not much we can do. That's another thing I've always said, is don't be defined by things you can't control. So what I look to do is just work off what I can control. Last night, still go to sleep because of the football result. And then this afternoon, I would normally be on a Thursday to do my research and to sort of think about the questions. I'd go out for a walk. Not been able to do that because I feel tired. But what I can do is, now I'm feeling sort of a bit more with it, is go out this evening, make sure I get my activity in. And I know by looking at that and focusing on where I'm going to go, sometimes I look routes up or look at Wikipedia about different places I can visit. I seen an article yesterday about tunnels in Nottingham. Sad, I know, but I want to go and find this tunnel for my walk in the morning. I don't know where it is. It's got a train popping out of it, apparently. So just little things like that. It's about looking forward and spending your time on things that you can do rather than things that you can't do sometimes. And that's how I tend to sort of try and keep my positivity going. I'm glad somebody said I come across positive, because that's what I'm hoping to do. Dulcet tones sometimes, I wonder, but if that's what's coming across, I'm really sort of glad that's coming out. But I'm really making an effort as well, and that's the point. It's not natural. Sometimes it's natural, I guess, but when I'm feeling a bit low, a bit rubbish, it's just a case of really trying, really making that effort to want to be happy, to want to do good things, to want to speak to people, and all those things I've previously mentioned. Just keep trying different things. If it's not working, quickly move on. That's what I try and do. I don't sort of dwell on things. I try and move on to the next thing. And I'm really sort of glad I got that question, because that's what I've been sort of angling for a couple of weeks. Just people asking that kind of thing. It's tough. There's a lot going on at the moment. It's the pandemic. It's horrible at times. Some of the simple things in life, some of the things we take for granted are some of the biggest obstacles right now. So I can understand how the frustration builds up. Just going into shops, it's going to get worse from tomorrow as well, because we've all got to wear a mask. While that's not a bad thing, I'm not saying it's going to get worse because of that. I mean the inconvenience of having to think about it and sort of make sure you've got it and those kind of things. And that's where it gets a little bit tricky. But it's just a case of being prepared and being ready. Knowing what you can and can't do. And if you sort of do what you have to do, you're not going to catch anything. You're not going to catch coronavirus because you're going to be far enough away. So whilst people are sort of getting frustrated and getting down about this and that, if you do what you've got to do and if you prepare yourself and if you're positive, then nobody's going to affect you. And I'm finding that. I mentioned on Monday that I'd let people get to me just a tad too much, but as soon as my positivity come back out, that kind of goes out the window and I'm feeling great again, regardless of what anybody thinks. It's given me confidence, realising that again, it's given me another kick to go on with what I do here. I've mentioned lots of times I worry about it and not worry as such, but sort of I question it. But that's going to happen because I'm new to all this, but I'm determined to drive forward and move forward and do what I need to do for me. So that's really important. And like I say, I'm really glad I got that question. The next one, it's asked a lot actually. Sort of, I've not had this question direct, but me and Kay at the moment are sort of working on weight loss between us, and it made me think about. Somebody asked me a question totally unrelated to DOdaily, but I thought I'd pop this one in because we both do it completely different. I've gone for a weight loss sort of. I've mentioned a few times before I started running, and one of the things that got me into running was losing 6 stone. And I tried lots of times, like most things we do. We try a few times and we struggle, and then once the penny drops, it really works. And people always ask me how I do that, and what I did basically was just cut out the things we know we shouldn't eat. So I cut out chocolate, savouries, and bread. These things are really starchy, really sort of really don't help when you're trying to lose weight, because I know not eating those things, I can get a bit sort of snacky, and portion control is a problem. So I need to cut certain things out. So I know chips are fatty, so I don't eat chips if I'm really on a health kick. Whereas why I wanted to mention this is because there's different ways of doing this. And again, it comes back to that thing, not one size fits all. Kay's got Kay's way of doing it, and she's really doing well at the moment, doing brilliantly, is to what she does is she has all those foods, and she counts calories, but what she's doing is weighing her food. Whereas I don't understand that. I do understand it. I can't do that myself, because, like I say, I've got a bit of an issue with portion sizes and eating at the wrong time. Sorry. Whereas what she'll do is eat at regular times, eat smaller meals, taking in less calories. Whereas I tend to, if I'm eating something I enjoy, I'll eat too much of it, and what I wanted to do there was really highlight the different approach, but it's working for us both at the moment. She's a bit more successful than me. I've mentioned it a few times. I'm not drinking right now, which is going well. I think it's day 39 today. And after last night's football, somebody tweeted me today and said, if you can not drink after that, I've already completed the challenge. So, but I've got 61 days to go. But by doing these kind of things, by not drinking, because again, I know alcohol's really sort of fattening and high in calories. So it's one of my ways to sort of look after myself by completely removing it, because I know if I have one, I want another one, and those kind of things. Whereas it's key to remember that if you eat in moderation, or if you cut certain things out of your diet, it's all going to help, and it's going to have a knock-on effect with other things. When I think about the challenge I set myself, not to drink for 100 days, I'm really pleased that it's not really got into my head. It's not bothered me, and then that gives me confidence to do other things. It makes me positive. I've said it before. Start looking at other ways I can improve as well. I'm just all the time working on things that make me feel better. So it's just about thinking of those things rather than the things that are making you feel a bit uneasy. But like I say, with the weight loss, it's a great thing. And again, it's really important to sort of highlight that there's different ways to do this, whatever works for you. And if that's something you're interested in, of course, the whole DOdaily thing is about encouraging activity, encouraging people to be positive and to sort of be aware of their own mental health without sort of forcing it on anybody, without asking anybody to sort of commit more than they can. What we want to do is just give little tips and advice and little bits of information on how we can sort of do what we do and pass on our sort of advice and what we do as individuals to try and encourage others. And in a way, through the DOdaily, what I'm trying to do is set an example. So whilst I will drink again, whilst I do enjoy the odd drink or two at the weekend, it's great to show that it can be done, and that's what we're trying to do. So hopefully you take something from that. Like I say, just a difference in approach can sometimes end with the same result, and that's what's important, isn't it? What I say here is not necessarily it's not necessarily going to be the answer for you. What we're looking to do is almost inspire you and motivate you to look at ways you can improve and do different things. Your choice, not ours, not mine, not ours. Do you know what I mean? It's just ways you can look to improve. And they're the things I really wanted to talk about today. It's just about a bit of self-improvement, a bit of sort of positivity, a bit of some little suggestions of how you can help yourself. It's like I say, in recent weeks we spoke a lot about activity and people have done epic things, but I've mentioned a lot, DOdaily is not just about that. It's about sort of opening up to a new community. We've got a sound base where we are. What was it in place before the pandemic, but we're opening up. I'm starting to see people, sort of old friends and different sort of people from different backgrounds, tagging the different hashtags, on Instagram. What I try and do is encourage people to use the hashtags to post in what they're doing. I share them on the story, and it's just a way again of motivating and inspiring people around us, and it's working. So people I don't expect to tagging in Wednesday workout, Thursday thoughts. They might be out on a little walk, they might be taking a picture, but it's really doing the trick, and it really does do the trick. When you do that, when you post in, somebody picks up on it somewhere. They always do. So keep doing that. You'll see the links at the end of the video. Love receiving those, love sharing them. It's great to know people are involved. Please keep tuning in. Of course, I'm trying to do something here, trying to do something different, and whilst it doesn't matter how many people watch. It's great to know that people are watching. It's great to know that people are getting something from it. Give us a compliment. I'm not begging, but like I said at the start, it makes you feel so much better. There's no reason. I love to tell somebody if they've inspired me. I really, really enjoy that. So, like yesterday, Kay and Rachel went out early to do the walk, to do their Wednesday workout. And it was brilliant. It inspired me. I got a notification on my watch saying Kay had gone out again because that's what happens. It comes through so I can monitor safety and things like that. But I got a notification saying she was going out again, and I was about to give up. But I thought, well, no, I'm going to go and do an extra mile or two so we get back at a similar time. And those little things just work, We've actually known each other for 3 years to date, flashed up, but we're still inspiring each other in that way. And that's what's brilliant, isn't it? If you accept encouragement and being told not what to do, but being told different ways of how you can improve, it's always great to listen and take that advice on board, and it always does the trick. I'm going to finish today. It's becoming a bit of a theme, but Inda likes to ask a bit of a quirky question, I've noticed. Seem to get one every week from Inda. And this week, sort of an open-ended question, and I'm going to put this back to you as well, just like I've done with the what event would you do at the Olympics. I'm going to try and make this a little feature at the end on a Thursday, trying to build something in, always looking ways forward. But he says some guy once told him that he runs with his eyes closed and he can do it quite competently. Not heard of that before, but Inda says to me, do you know of any ways in which, any quirky ways which people run or what they've done? No, I don't necessarily myself. I'm sure I would. Things will come to me. But one of the things I do know of is that, of course, doing marathons, you see all these people dressed up in different costumes. And I actually created an event a few years ago where one of the guys who took part, he was actually training for the London Marathon, and he ran it as Del Boy's car, so the three-wheeler van. And I think it's still the case, but he's actually he holds a Guinness World Record for the fastest marathon dressed as a car. So there's a quirky thing. And what I'm going to do, put them in the questions if you know of any, but any quirky things you know about a runner or people who take part in activity or things they do. Seen at park run, sort of people getting married that day dressed in the wedding outfits, which at my local park run, I'm not sure a white dress would last till the wedding with all the mud and puddles. But yeah, post any of those up in the comments. Let us know, email. I'll repeat them next week. Just quirky little things you've seen whilst you're out doing activity. Anything, just let me know. It's just little ways of passing a bit of inspiration on and letting people know how people really sort of throw themselves into what they're doing. And that's the point, isn't it? Is sometimes they might have run a marathon, they might have got that achievement, they might have done something special, but then to go and do it in an outfit, it might just be that extra motivation for them, but it might inspire you to sort of think you could do something different when things are getting getting a bit flat in terms of churning out the miles and those kind of things. So it's all just those little things. But yeah, that's all I've got to say today, really. I'll be back in the morning. Like I say, I'm going to find that tunnel and that train popping out of it. No idea where it is apart from sort of the park it's near. So I'll be coming from there at 7 a.m. Wake up to walk. Although it's a bit murky now, apparently it's going to be nice in the morning. So I'm really looking forward to that, because the last few weeks I've been in Nottingham on a Friday morning. It's been a bit damp. So I'll be up. We'll be attacking the weekend. I've actually got a day off tomorrow, which I'm really looking forward to. So I'll be full of it. Really looking forward to the weekend and planning something in with a Saturday selfie. So give us a thumbs up, guys, if you like what we do. Do you know, it's a work in progress. It always will be. Little things are popping in, and once I get on top of it, do you know, it'll all become a lot clearer as well. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the morning. Just doing it.